This is exactly how to prepare for a trading week. It's going to be in-depth and boring, so you should skip it now. I'm going to go through exactly what I do live. Let's get straight into it. Every week before the week, you want to be focused on two things: the monthly quarters and the weekly quarters. What do I mean by that? We just entered a new month, so we need to be focused on how price may interact with the previous month's price, which is time-based highs and lows, right? So this high up here, I'm doing this live. This is the previous month's high. So we need to have that delineated, because once price breaches it, could create sequential SMT between months that could send price lower. So when you're preparing for a week or preparing for a day or even preparing for a month, these are the types of things you want to be focused on. This is the low of that month, right? You want to be doing this for all of these correlated assets. This is the high of July on the Dow. Mark that out as well. Low of July on the Dow. These are all critical elements, right? And it's genuinely this simple, right? Sequential SMT causes every single reversal. So you always need to be on top of this. Why? What if there's bearish sequential SMT between months and you're on the 15-minute trying to take longs, right? This is why you lose trades, because you're offsides with a higher time frame. You always need to keep it in mind, right? And now that we've started from the top, we can work our way down lower, right? Now we can look at the weeks. How might price interact with the previous week, right? So we have the high of the previous week. This low happens to also be the low of the previous week, just like it is the low of the previous month. And now we have something interesting going on. Friday was the high of the previous week for the S&P. So what do we have here? We actually already have SMT between weeks. So you need to have your attention on that, right? Price is already reflecting on the previous week. So these are the types of things you need to be focused on when you're preparing for a week or a day, right? Now you can go even lower, right? Before the previous day, you can get as low as looking at the previous day, if that makes sense, right? I can't know what's going to happen in the session yet, but I can know how price might interact with the previous day. So we can also go in and we can look at Friday. Here we have the low of Friday. And here we have that situation again, right? Sequential SMT already forming. Do I want to put a position on? No, it's the middle of the night. There's no red news before 9:30 tomorrow, right? So we're just waiting for that. But this is information you need to have, right? And you can see it's above on the S&P as well, right? These are the things you need to be focused on. Highs and lows that are time-based. And this is going to be so simple, it's going to fly over people's heads. But this is the simplification you need. If you don't have a simple process, you're going to get lost in the sauce as the market starts chopping around at the market open. You're going to get emotional. You're going to be like a ship without a map, without a compass, whatever you want to call it. So these are the things you have to do, right? This might seem so basic, like I'm not dropping sauce. This is sauce, I'm telling you. Focus on the time-based highs and lows of the previous whatever part of time you're looking to analyze in the future, right? Right now we're preparing for the week, so we're focusing on the highs and lows of the previous week, and higher than that the previous month. Okay, it's always the previous quarter of time. Okay, hope you all have a good week. Might be back. Peace.